Hello and welcome back to the Total Drama What If series. We are getting closer and closer to the end of at least the island portion of this. And today's video is going to be what if Heather didn't kiss Trent? So I think that will be a pretty interesting scenario. Of course, as always, we'll start with eliminating Ezekiel and Not So Happy Campers Part 2, Eva in the Big Sleep, that's DJ, Eva in the Big Sleep, freaking Noah and Dodge Brawl, Justin in Not Quite Famous, the Sucky Outdoors was Katie's end, Phobia Factor was the end of Tyler, Paintball Deer Hunter was Cody getting mauled by his bear, or the bear, not his bear. Izzy was in Up the Creek. If you can't take the heat was Sadie, I'm pretty sure. Who can you trust? Was Beth. Basic training, of course, was Courtney, and then extreme torture was Harold, which leaves us with our same boys and girls for the brunch of disgustingness. Why did I put you there? I don't know. Which means the boys still pretty easily beat the girls in that tiebreaker because of Owen. And they all get sent over here where Eva and Izzy come back. Eva and Izzy. We already did Eva's second episode, so Eva gets eliminated, no pain, no gain. But now we can actually start the first change. So basically, this change is all that happens is Trent catches on to what Heather's doing and calls her evil and then leaves. So that's the only difference in this entire thing. And because of that, we'll put Heather here, Lindsay here. Let me just make our alliances real quick. We've got like that, kind of that going on right now. Yeah, that's about right. Well, actually, no, because you're part of the guys' alliance, so that's about right. And Heather still wins immunity here because it's very clear that they gave the antagonist the immunity. The producers did. So Heather still gets her immunity, and this could go two ways. One, you could just take out Heather's ally, or two, because there's no obvious target in Trent, and Lindsay is kind of just dumb, so they don't really care about her being a number for Heather. I think this is where Duncan tries to get the whole, okay, Bridget's going home. So he obviously, along with these three, votes Bridget. Jeff doesn't vote Bridget in canon. He just votes a random person. But I think this time, Jeff, along with Bridget, Trent, Gwen, Lashana, maybe Izzy, vote Lindsay. So these three, Duncan tries and fails to get Bridget out. So Lindsay's eliminated in Search and Do Not Destroy. Then there's Hide and Be Sneaky. This is originally the episode where Bridget has that happen, and I think Duncan still pushes for Bridget to be eliminated, but by now, freaking Bridget knows, and Jeff's told Bridget. So I think at this point, Jeff's gotten pissed off with Duncan, and I think is able to convince Owen and which by extension gets Izzy because they're together at this point. DJ, maybe DJ actually, but obviously Trent, Gwen, Lashana, and they're all able to team up and vote out Duncan and Hide and Be Sneaky. Then we have That's Off the Chain, and That's Off the Chain is a very interesting one to talk about because now the obvious person that we get out is gone. So also Duncan's gone, who's originally the one who does the best outside of Lindsay and Heather. Heather did really good in canon, but only because Lindsay helped her. She still would have done ass either way. And the person who's here that shouldn't be originally, Trent and Bridget. And I think Trent and Bridget probably are just mediocre at it. I think, then again, the people, oh yeah, and Izzy and Lashana still like disappear for the whole challenge. So the only people that I see getting the farthest here, I think the person who gets the farthest realistically, probably, because out of the people that are still here in canon, it would be Owen. But I think it's probably Trent that's better. So Trent gets himself eliminated, and that's off the chain. How could you do that in your own episode? Stupid. Okay, then there's Hook, Line, and Screamer, where we have literally the same people except for Bridget existing, and obviously Duncan not being here doesn't change anything. DJ's still eliminated because he sees Heather and still gets scared. So then there's Wawanakwa Gone Wild. Again, these ones are going to be really short. I'm eventually going to have like 2-minute long videos for like, what if Heather lasted longer? That'll be like a freaking minute long video. So I'll probably end up grinding some out. In fact, I might actually do a second one today just so we can get closer to the end of season 1 and move into action and World Tour and stuff like that. Because they are getting shorter and shorter. In fact, I'm definitely going to do that. But anyways, with Wawanakwa Gone Wild, this is originally Izzy's episode, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And Bridget being here, I think instead of going for Izzy, I think that Gwen and Lashana recognize the popularity thing, but also Jeff and Bridget are a power couple. And since Gwen just lost Trent a few episodes back, they're easily the strongest couple in the game. So obviously Heather's desperate, and Owen and Izzy, because nobody wins immunity this time, and Owen and Izzy obviously are on rocky terms, but will still vote together. So I think they're able to go for Jeff just because that's who they went for in canon, and I feel like he'd be more popular than Bridget. So yeah, then we have the Trial by Triarm Triathlon. Now this is originally Jeff's episode, but honestly, who wins immunity? Not Heather, I don't think. The people who win immunity are Gwen. It wasn't Gwen and Jeff, because Jeff gets eliminated. Owen kisses Izzy's wooden head, so Duncan is not the only one who has messed with his girlfriend's head. What the f- Oh, hell nah. What is this wiki? It gets weirder and weirder. So with all 3 teams tied, none of the campers won invincibility. Okay, nobody wins immunity here. I didn't even, okay, but that's just because they tied. So somebody can win immunity. Okay, so I think the teams go as follows. Izzy and Lashana already had their thing. I think Owen and Heather. Bridget and Gwen, though, shouldn't be together. Probably Gwen and Izzy. Lashana and Heather. Oh, duh. Lashana and Heather and Owen and Bridget. Duh. Okay. So, realistically, I think Lashana and Heather probably... That'd be really funny to watch. Izzy and Gwen... Izzy's still crazy in this timeline. And I think it's just... No, I don't think they would win, even with Gwen being a really good competitor. But then again, Izzy's a very good, like, challenge person. I think Bridget and Owen still got this one. So Bridget and Owen win immunity. And I think since Bridget was the only one that people were, like, debatably gonna go for. Then again, Izzy's, like, really powerful. And they're all under the impression that they can vote out Heather at any time. And Heather's super desperate, so they can use Heather. So I think they'd actually go Izzy here because she's crazy. She's a huge threat. And that's just the one that they'd want to go for. Then we have Haute Couture, where Lashana gets fucked as always. Always happens. So yeah, there's nothing I can change about that until her episode when Katie and Sadie... or because Katie and Sadie will always go for her, starting that stupid chain reaction, getting Lashana eliminated. So, then we have Camp Castaways, which this episode is the exact same, except Bridget's here instead of freaking, why is my brain not working? Instead of Duncan. And I think that we'd probably do Gwen and Heather, and then Bridget and Owen. Because, I mean, didn't we just do Bridget and Owen in Trial by Triumph Triathlon? Yeah, but I think they'd still want Heather and Gwen, and I think Owen still screws it up for them in the end. making Heather and Gwen win immunity, as in canon. So I think Owen and Bridget, between the two of them, Chef would be more likely to eliminate Owen for stealing his stuff. So this gets us to Are We... Oh, wait. That's Cam Castaways. I meant Are We There Yeti. Cam Castaways would just be about the same, just with Bridget instead of Duncan. Then we have I Triple Dog Dare You, where I think this is actually an interesting one. Gwen and Bridget would probably... I don't think they have as close a bond, especially after Gwen voted out her boyfriend. So I don't know if they team. If they did, it wouldn't be as strong as Gwen and Owen's team. And I actually think Heather has the highest amount of endurance, or the second highest of these three, because obviously Owen's higher than her and Gwen's higher than Heather. But I think Heather's higher than Bridget. So I actually think Bridget gets eliminated, meaning after getting eliminated so many times, like in the first or second episode after the What If happened, Heather actually makes it to her first finale. Between Heather and Gwen, I think I'm personally going to keep Heather at the top, because that'd be who I'd want to win. But I think, obviously, from a story standpoint, Gwen is definitely the one who deserves it more. Again, Gwen always makes it to these freaking finals because she's guaranteed a spot in the final 5. And if she's guaranteed a spot in the final 5, she's guaranteed a spot in the final 2. So if she doesn't get out to some random thing really early, she's just always going to make final 2. So, yeah. That's going to do it for this episode. See what I mean? It's only been 12 minutes and we're done. And it's just going to get shorter every single time. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all are glad that we're starting to get to the point where it's not just Jeff, Bridget, Gwen, Owen. Even though that half the Final Four is the people, or more than half the Final Four is the people I just said, and Jeff still made like 6th, but whatever. As we keep going down, we're about to get to, actually our next episode is Bridget's episode. So after that, Bridget won't appear anymore. So that's when things will start to get even crazier. Because Bridget and Jeff's team goes crazy. But until then, which is actually going to be like right now after I'm finished editing and releasing this video, I cannot wait to catch you on the next one. See ya.